As a San Jose realtor, I spend my days looking at listing photos and neighborhood comps. But lately, I've been focusing my attention on something else: the power grid. You may be asking, why is a realtor talking about electricity? Let me explain. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Steve Moon, your San Jose realtor. And if it's your first time here, we talk about real estate and everything that is Silicon Valley related here on my channel. The reason why I'm focused on electricity is quite simple. In Silicon Valley, our industrial growth is no longer about factories. They're all data centers. These massive windowless buildings are the backbones of our AI revolution, and they're moving in right next door to you. If you own a home here or you've maybe thinking about buying, you need to understand how these energy guzzlers affect your property values, taxes, your monthly utility bills, and even our local water supply. Today, we're going to break down the data, the dollars, and the new US Senate investigation that is trying to keep your costs from skyrocketing out of control. So let's start with the basics. A data center is basically a massive warehouse for the internet. It houses thousands of servers that handle everything from your emails to your TikTok feed. But these new hyperscale centers being built for the AI, these are different beasts entirely. And to give you a sense of scale, these buildings often use over 100 megawatts of power. To put that into perspective, a 1 megawatt can power between 750 to 1,000 homes. That means just one of these data centers use as much electricity as 75,000 to 100,000 San Jose households. Why so much? Traditional computers, CPUs, are like fuel efficient sedans. AI chips or GPUs are like heavy duty tanks. Training a model like GPT-4 uses about 50 gigawatt hours. That single training session uses enough energy to power every single home in a city the size of Palo Alto for an entire month. Right here in Santa Clara County, we are the epicenter of all of this. PG&E is currently tracking requests for 2,000 megawatts of new demand in the city of San Jose alone. That's gigawatts. And in real estate speak, that's enough power for 1.5 to 2 million homes. This could nearly triple the city's current peak electricity use. And as your San Jose realtor, I have to ask, where is all of that power coming from and who is going to pay for all of these new lines to carry it? Keep in mind that PG&E rates are already about twice the cost of residents in the city of Santa Clara, which has its own utility. And do you remember what your PG&E bills used to look like in 2020 compared to today? This brings us to the new infrastructure tug of war. To handle this load, utilities have to spend billions on new transmission lines and substations. And in the South Bay, we've already seen over $2 billion in upgrades that's already been approved. There's a heated debate happening already. Tech giants like Amazon is arguing that their massive bills help pay for these upgrades, which could actually, they say, lower your rates by 1 to 2% because the fixed costs are going to be spread out. Yeah, right. The consumer watchdogs and Senate, however, are worried that the residential families and consumers are actually bankrolling these upfront upgrades. In some regions, residential bills are already projected to jump by $16 to $70 a month just to keep up with data center growth. And they're rushing to build all of these data centers. But if it turns out to be an overbuild situation, then those sunk costs are all burdened by you and me, not Amazon or Meta. We currently have a massive data center in Santa Clara that's already built and it's waiting to be connected because the power grid doesn't have the capacity to handle the new load. Think about that. It's just sitting there because there isn't enough power. Before we get into the Senate investigation, let's talk about the two hidden impacts on our local community: water and air. Data centers get incredibly hot, and to keep them cool, many use what are called evaporative cooling systems. And in California, data center water usage doubled between 2019 and 2023. We're talking about 50 billion liters. That's enough water to meet the needs of roughly some 7,000 California households for an entire year. And in a state that constantly faces drought and water restrictions, adding that kind of demand to our local water supply can obviously lead to higher water rates for every single homeowner. So you should look at closely to your water bill if you haven't already. Every data center has a massive diesel generator in case the grid fails. And when these are tested or actually used, they release a lot of harmful pollutants. And if you're looking at a home near a data center cluster, this is something that we have to consider for your family's health and for future resale value of that home. Who wants to live next to a diesel generator? And what kind of a discount would you have to give to a buyer in order to draw them in? If you're finding this deep dive useful, please hit that like and subscribe button. I'm out here every week creating these interesting videos that shape Silicon Valley lifestyle, and your support helps me keep these videos coming. This brings us to the breaking news from December 2025. This week, as a matter of fact. Senators Warren, Blumenthal, and Van Hollen have officially launched an investigation. They've sent letters to the CEOs of Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Meta. They're demanding three things. First, transparency. So, no more confidential contracts. We need to know exactly how much energy these buildings are actually using. Second, cost sharing, ensuring that tech companies pay for their own infrastructures up front rather than letting them hit your monthly bills. So think about it. Data center infrastructures are part of their business. They can be tax write-offs. Why are you and me paying for them and through our monthly bills? And third, accountability. They're looking into the millions spent on lobbying to block state level energy regulations. And California's solution is that our state is already moving forward. Laws like SB 57 and AB 222 are being designed to force data centers to report their energy use and, more importantly, to adopt energy efficient standards. This means requiring them to use battery storage instead of diesel generators and encouraging recycled water for cooling, something that many San Jose facilities are already having to do. And they're also working on more energy efficient chips. So all of these power hungry GPU data centers could be obsolete before they're completed or ready to be plugged in. So, what's the big takeaway? Silicon Valley will always be the tech hub. We want the jobs and the innovation, but we also want a community where a high school teacher or an electrician or a nurse can afford their monthly utility bills or not have to fear that their home value is dropping like a stone because Meta decided to build a data center a block away from you. If you're a homeowner, watch your PG&E bills. If you see transmission or generation charges spiking, now you know why. Consider solar. With these industrial demands on the grid, energy independence is becoming a massive selling point for San Jose homes. So, solar roof panels may be making a comeback. Stay informed. When a new project is proposed in your neighborhood or area, ask about the power and water mitigation plans. Knowledge is power. And if you're looking to buy or sell and want to navigate these complex local factors, I'm here to help. Click the link in my bio to schedule a consultation. Let's make sure that your next real estate move is powered by the right data and hopefully not by a data center next door. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.